Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the All In podcast. My name is Cray, and this is Loserfruit.
Hey.
And I'm joined here today with also another very special little guest. We've got Bazza here.
Thank you.
And you know who else we've got? The Dungeon Master. It's
Hey!
Dave!
Hello.
Makes it all work, makes it all function. Thank you very much again to Dungeons & Dragons for everything. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who's been watching every single episode. Dave, why don't you take it away and tell us where we're up to, what's happening?
Yeah, all right. So you found yourselves at Vanderbrest Tower, where the Magists have quickly established a monopoly on the study of trade and magical items in Waterdeep. Their knowledge of such artifacts is unparalleled, and the security of the tower's Quicksilver Vault is said to be unassailable until today. The tower is currently under lockdown. Most of the staff held hostage in the executive lounge. The culprit, none other than Hansel Groob, master thief and ringleader of the infamous band of thieves known as the Nakatomi Seven. Now Groob and his men have taken over the building, but they've yet to realize that the tower comes with an infestation of its own, the cool, handsome, funny, smart adventure gang who are already navigating their way through the tower's many floors to get to Groob. True, you don't have your equipment. True, you are vastly outnumbered.
Oh.
True,
Okay.
Kaskin seems determined to get with every elf or elf-adjacent lady that he sees.
Or woman.
You're coming for Groob, and you've just got your hands on some weapons. A pump-action crossbow, a great sword that Kaskin picked up. Janny, I think you got some new spells. First things first, however, all of you are pinned down in the executive office of the building's old security chief, the mage Hiram Stoneturner. His familiar, Spark the Quasit, is petrified in a cage in the corner, and two members of the Seven, the terrible Dynan sisters, are standing in the doorway, Drina and Nazir, known for being fanatical devotees of Loth, the drow god, and expert poisoners, infamous across the Sword Coast, and not known for their mercy, and they've got the drop on you. The three of you are inside the room. The sister Drina is standing by the wall, a crossbow in her hands, while Nazir fingers the pommel of her wicked-looking scimitar. And Kaskin, I think you've just approached them.
Have I?
I believe.
Yeah, I've pushed Kaskin towards them, trying to get him to maybe try and seduce them like he always
Now,
does.
I can't remember the line, but I think the last line was something like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Oh,
Yeah, he
yes.
probably would have
yes.
slicked his hair back or something. And then
Yeah, with spit, I believe. With spit or
Yeah,
something.
that's right,
Yes.
that's right.
What should I say here? What should I do? I say something like, ladies, lucky me, lucky life that I've got here. I'll say we could make some sort of deal or something.
the worst part. He's clearly
I've
had
just
too many
woken up from
eggnogs.
it. Yeah, I've just woken up from a sleeping spell.
Drina scowls, but Nazir looks momentarily intrigued, and she says, "A deal? Groob will pay us handsomely for you, especially if you've already dealt with his little pet ranger Frond."
Well, we killed the bug boy, if that's what you're talking about. The bug boy, he's dead. He was gross. I'm sure you ladies hated him. He was disgusting with all the cockroaches and all this.
He was disgusting, but he had his uses, and you will be punished if you have dealt with him.
Well, I was thinking that maybe I could deal with you in some sort of way. Maybe a date or two.
What do you want to
beautiful
let us
women.
do? What do you want? I don't want to have to. We don't want to fight again. We barely survived last time.
Trying to get laid,
Let's
Vaz.
go.
Get
Let's
out of
try
here.
just
And it's
give them money
working.
or something. Can we just give
It's
them money?
working. What I'm
You
doing,
don't have
I'm
any
like,
money.
I'm like kicking at Yark. Shut up. I'm like kicking at him.
I just want to get through it without conflict, so we don't die here in this build. I don't want to die here.
No, we're not going to die.
We almost literally did die. What do you mean?
We're going to be fine. That's why I'm being charming.
Nazir looks at both of you, and and as she does, she puts one gloved hand up onto the wall and then sort of daintily steps up onto it until her whole body moves to the side as she walks up onto the wall looking. Well, she never breaks eye contact and keeps the crossbow leveled at you, Kaskin. Her sister looks at you and says, "There doesn't need to be a fight. All you need to do is put down your weapons and come and listen to what our master has to say."
Oh, I don't like that.
Okay, you all groaned at the same time. That makes me think you're not going to do it.
Oh, that's scary.
No, let's. Can we like form like a little huddle?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
They're standing in the doorway,
Formal
so
huddle.
you can all huddle by the desk if you want.
Okay, excuse us one moment. We're just gonna
Let us discuss it.
discuss some. Are we gonna do it?
You have to look for an exit. Use your fucking
you have an
investigation
exit
to be like- Yeah, you
Is that all the
someone-
moves you had?
Illusion. Do something.
I'll just remind you at this point, you don't have your weapons, but you do have all the other items that you've gotten on your adventures so far. A Caskin, your Amulet of the Drunkard, Yark, your like your magical boots, your Ring of the Restoration. You smuggled in a dagger, which you still, I think you picked up again. And you've got your crossbow, and Caskin, you've got your greatsword.
We're not too bad.
We do have some weapons.
But we don't have to fight.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying if we could just meet them up. Maybe he's a nice guy. Maybe he's not. Maybe he just misunderstood.
You want to
Go
meet him?
Another
And-
scary thing though is if we meet him, then we're in a room filled with even more enemies. You know what I mean? And then we're
Yeah, true,
double
true.
screwed.
Hi.
See, we're
Sorry, I wasn't sure if I should be in the huddle. Tremi Hosen. I've been
Okay.
who the hell was that?
I've been traveling with you for the last couple of hours. Sorry, this is my first huddle.
Oh my!
Okay. That's,
Is it-
No, you can join.
Is it arms over shoulders or arms under?
No, just don't touch.
Oh, okay. But you're all
Don't.
right. No, that's fine. I'll just stand here.
No, well, we know.
Touch
each
me in
other.
our headbutt. Yeah.
All right. Respectful distance. What I was going to say is that Hansel Grube, he's not going to let anyone out of here alive once he gets what he wants. He's going to want to get into the Quicksilver Vault. You understand that that's the vault where this is an auction house. We sell magic items and we store them on site. He's going to try and get his hands in our vault.
Okay, true. Whatever your name is, thank you.
Okay, it's Grube. I think you know it's Grube. We've been traveling together for 2 hours.
Dobby, be careful or else I'm Wingardium Leviosa
I
you
don't
out of the
understand
house.
those references.
I'll take you out of this castle. Just watch yourself. Oh. Okay. Well, I think what Luby's trying to say is we got to fight here. We got to fight here, I
Well,
believe.
why don't we just go meet the master there and see what he says? And if we have to kill everybody, we'll just kill him. That's fine.
Look, we don't necessarily need to fight to the death. If you can get us out of this room, and he points over, just as you can sort of see through the glass facade. It's a cubicle really. It's got a big ornamental glass window, and he points down. He says, "Down that way in the corridor, that leads into the security annex, and that, Warren, leads inside the sort of walkways inside the building. I can get us up another flight of stairs from there."
And then we can blow it up.
Well, we can, but also we can try and get the drop on this Grube, unless you're planning to actually drop your weapons and come in chains. Maybe you've got a plan.
yeah,
Maybe
we'll
you've got a
have to
big
do
plan. Maybe I should shut my mouth.
No, the small child is right. We should.
All right, I'm 37. I'm 37. I have a child.
Yes, this rat speaks facts. Let's get out of here.
Okay. All right. Well, this is why I joined the union, because this is frankly hurtful.
Can we do, while we're still in the huddle, can we do like a bit of an investigation to see what kind of like route we could maybe take to getting out of here?
Yeah. Everybody make for me perception checks.
Ooh, 19. Oh, 20, sorry. +1.
All right, 20. You spot. Okay, so you can see that the room is enclosed. It's a corner office, and aside from the doorway and the big glass window, which looks breakable, there doesn't seem to be any obvious ways out. But because you're looking around and your eyes are feeling extra keen at the moment, you also spot something that you had missed before, which is something flash and glittering just underneath the desk that is clearly the office's inhabitant's desk, as if something is pinned or taped to the underside of the desk.
Can we, what if Caskin maybe tries to distract him and talking to him, and I can kind of like creep over and investigate what this little shiny object
I can do that.
object
I can do
is.
that.
That is about enough of
A
that.
really
Is your
great
little huddle finished? Have you made a decision?
I start clapping. And I like I look at Yark and I gotta give him like a look of like get to the shiny thing.
Well,
start clapping.
While Caskin is just clapping and like screaming like la 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 la, I like kind of like keeping like my body and face towards them. I slowly like one step at a time like side shuffle over to where I saw the shiny object.
There. Okay, I need to get a sense of how distracting what Caskin is doing. They're both of them are very much on guard. They've got literally a gun trained on you, the crossbow. So what I want to know is, what are you doing, Caskin?
No, fake an injury. Caskin, fake an injury. You've like, my...
Is this Yark shouting? Is this Yark shouting?
My chest! Oh, it's the powers of Borbulon in my chest. I'm gonna fall down to one knee and I put up one hand.
You should like grab onto them as you're falling.
The powers of Borbulon?
Borbulon, yeah, and I fall to one knee and I've got one hand up and I'm saying, ladies, get back, I've got a...
It's contagious.
It's a disease of some sort. You must get back.
You have an uncontained disease, which is the powers of Borbulon. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yes, yeah, and I suddenly start to crawl to one of them, and I get close enough to look up at her, and I wink and I blow a kiss and I say, there's only one way to cure this disease.
He falls away from the direction where I'm huddling away, so they've kind of slightly shifted their gaze to him.
Of course. Of course, I thought that was a good one.
Mate,
one of them decided that for them.
There's two of them. One of them is standing on the ground with a scimitar near the door. The other one has used her boots of spider silk to climb up onto the roof away from you with the crossbow. So make a deception check for me.
Oh my god, I hit a 19.
Oh my god, that's upsetting. All right. Get back, sister. I think I've heard of something like this before, says Drina, and you're happy for a moment that these two are drow. They don't spend a lot of time on the surface, so they don't know a lot about surface dweller diseases. And she's like,
I'm going to start screaming, head to the caves, head to the caves.
They look unsure, and eventually the one on the roof looks down at Drina and says, you best go get the mage, Hotspur. Tell him to come over here. Tell him we found them. I'll make sure he doesn't get close to me and infect me with his wicked surface diseases. And the rest of you on the floor. And she starts waving the crossbow around. But because they've been talking to each other and are distracted, you, Yark, have managed to make your way to the desk, and you slip your hand underneath the desk and you feel around, and you can feel two things. One is what feels like a key that has been somehow taped to the underside of the desk, and also a button.
Both of them.
Both of them. Grab the key and push the button. I mean, I guess I could do that technically.
Grab the key and push the button. Just so I know, also, Janny, are you just standing there being part of the deception?
I'm just standing there. Yeah, watching.
Just watching.
Watching Cass do his thing.
You pull out a small pouch of popcorn. So
okay, using my great thievery sleight of hand tactics that I've learned for years.
Oh my god.
I'm going to grab the key, but also push the button.
All right. It's quite easy to do this because they're distracted by Caskin, so you have advantage on the roll. So make for me a quick sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Oh, I got +7 on this, so that is 15.
All right, 15. You press the button, and by this point, Drina has left, and only Nazir is left on the ceiling. As soon as you press the button, the lights in the room change their quality, and an entire paneled bookcase slides up as Nazir screams in alarm and instinctively fires her crossbow at Caskin and misses as the shot plings onto the ground, but you can see where the quarrel embeds itself just between your legs. The floorboards are smoking slightly because it's obviously wickedly poisoned, the bolt. So she quickly loads another one, and we go straight into combat, which means that the first one up is Janny.
Okay, so which one am I closest to?
So up above you, about 6 feet above you, with her feet walking on the ceiling as if it's the ground, with a crossbow, is Nazir Dynan.
She looks cool up there. I don't want to affect her.
You see that she's wearing these little sort of soft calfskin leather boots that have spider embroidery on them. That seems to be what she's using to walk around on the ceiling.
Okay, let's get her down from there. That's scary.
I want those boots.
I want the boot.
Kill her and take her boots.
I think they would fit Janny quite naturally in Caskin. If you want them, they would. I'm not saying you can't squeeze them over your giant feet, but it would.
Yeah, okay, Eldritch Blast, the one on the spider lady.
Excellent. So you roll for me an Eldritch Blast attack.
11.
An 11. Okay, so you quickly blast up at her. Unfortunately, she's able to duck to the side, and you realize that they are very fast elven assassins. So although she doesn't seem to be wearing much armor, she makes up for it with her speed. And the next one up is Yark.
All right, I'm going to pull out my crossbow from my small pocket, like almost cartoonishly, somehow fit in there. I like pull it out. Is the other so one is still on Caskin? Is that the other one? Like close to?
The other one's left, so all of you are fighting one of these assassins who's dancing around the roof.
Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna pull my crossbow and take fire at the one on the roof then.
Okay, cool. Make an attack.
9.
9 will also not do it, unfortunately, which means Caskin, sitting on the ground, you also get an action.
I swing my great sword.
Okay, how are you gonna?
Off of
She's up high.
around.
So Janny.
No. I mean, I'm swinging it around impressively.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, now
No,
I want to.
shut up.
I'm doing this. I've got this, Dungeon Master Dave. I've got this. I'm going to athletics ability up using athletics, Dungeon Master.
That'd be a movement.
And then I am also going to swing my huge great sword at her.
All right. Okay, you're gonna athletics ability up. So
Yeah.
which is, I believe, the term used in the Olympics. Make a DC 12 athletics check for me, or acrobatics.
Oh my god, I hit a 19.
19. All right, you spring up on the desk, kicking it with your ankle, and with a locked leg, you pounce 6 feet up, swinging on one of the rafters with your with one hand as you cleave with your great sword with the other hand before dropping to the ground. Make your attack.
Okay, so to hit, I hit a 15, and damage I hit, oh god, I hit a 5.
Okay, she screams in pain and loses her footing as she falls down to the ground. A huge, ugly red welt on her torso, but she lands on her hands and feet and kicks with her feet and sort of backflips back onto the ground with a dagger in each hand. And
Oh god.
she swings out at Janny because she's fallen near Janny and hits you, Janny, and you take d6 plus 2. You take that could be worse. 3 points of damage.
Oh,
Thank god.
And make for
on,
me a
7.
Constitution save because again the dagger blade seems dipped in some kind of scarlet oil.
We have to kill her fast. Janny's low. We have to kill her real fast.
16.
All right, you're fine. You're able to fight off the elvish poison, and it's your go, Janny.
Because I'm just low. I'm just 7 hit points. So it's like, can I just
thought you
like
were
go
that
to a
low.
corner and heal or something? You know? And I like craft a potion
So
or something?
anytime you want, when you're not in combat, you've just got to tell me if you want to take a rest, and that means then
But
you
I'm
can
in
start
combat.
using. You can use hit dice to take a short rest. But not right now, unfortunately.
All right. Maybe I just get. There's a move I've got, but I think it might hurt. How far away is she from me?
She's about 5 feet away.
Oh wait, she's
from
like really close, right? Okay.
you. really
okay.
close.
And like Yark and Caskin, how far do you think they are? Like,
They're sort of behind you, both of them.
damn. Okay, all right. Because I have this move that's kind of cool, but I don't know if it'll get them. It's a 10-foot radius, you know, where I just scream. It's like called the Shatter. Can I cast that? Because I'm in pain, so maybe I just scream.
You're gonna cast the shatter spell? That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal. All right, great. So for the first time, Janny, who is a very quiet, it has to be said, spellcaster screams with a hideous banshee's wail as every glass vial on the library, bookcases around the office shatter simultaneously, and the Quasit rears up in pain. But caught in the center of the scream is the dine-in assassin who utterly fails her Constitution saving throw.
Yes!
Takes 6. Oh boy. All right. 14 points of thunder damage, and it can sort of absorbs the shockwave of the scream like a shotgun blast to the stomach as she staggers forward, scrabbling for her dagger, swinging it drunkenly at Janny, and as you watch the dagger blade crystallizes and shatters as well from the effect of the scream before she slumps down, a tiny bit of blood coming out of her mouth and let's say one of her eyes as she slumps dead in front of Janny.
Oh my god.
Cool.
That's your big spell. That's your
Janny.
big spell,
My
Janny.
God.
I was waiting for a circumstance. Oh my god.
I've got like a look of shock to me.
And I
And I
guess
start slow clapping again. I start slow clapping again.
Oh, not the curse of Bobulon. And I suppose if you want to, Lufa, you can just very daintily step down and tug those boots off her and take them if you want.
Oh yeah.
Jenny realizes I've been eyeing the boots.
Does she? Does she?
But then Caskin realizes using my sleight of hand, the boots were never there. I always had them.
It must have been my imagination.
Unfortunately, this time Janny is closer than any of you, so she can take. Which
I
is
get the
probably
boots and
just
don't even notice that you guys want them.
I love how Dave's just like, shut up, you two. Like, she's getting the boots.
It's just we've done, I don't know, we've done like 5 of these so far, and I think the 2 of you have stolen every magic item that isn't a spell scroll that you can't read.
Okay, I do want to do one thing. I want to chop off her head.
Whose head?
The body, yeah. I want to put her head in a little pouch.
Yeah, well, her sister will have something to say about that, I assume.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
All right. So you grab your great sword and you discover that when you cut the head off a body, it's much messier than you thought, and it takes a while. And a great sword is probably not the right thing for the job.
no.
But eventually, you manage to sort of hack it off and sheepishly put it in a pouch on your belt. While Yark, you're examining the corridor, and it leads into a small panic room inside the office. And etched on the floor of that panic room is a magical circle of some kind, drawn into the stones with chalk.
Yes, I've seen this before.
Trammy says, "Well, you absolutely haven't, because it's proprietary magic."
Yeah, can I, not giving up the information that I have no idea what it is, and everyone still thinks I do, can I, like, motion to Janny to come over and maybe have a look at... Oh, no, with the little dude. The little dude will know what it is, right?
Yeah, I'm
Works
right,
here.
yes.
Hey, baby child thing, can you come
Yes,
over here?
Trammy Hosen, Tramiver Hosen.
Jonathan, get over here.
Jonathan, I do. All right, I'm coming. Yes, this is... Yeah, this is great. We can use this. And he quickly looks at it, and he mutters some words, and you realize that he can use a bit of magic himself. Ooh. And he goes, "There's some kind of effect over the entire building. I'm not entirely sure. It's above us somewhere, but it's jamming the circle's ability to access teleportation circles outside the city. I can use it, however, locally. I can take us to another floor if you want. There's one of these in the auction house. There's also one of these in the security deposit room."
What floor are we actually... Where are we actually trying to get to at the moment?
Okay, so there are 10 stories of the tower. You are on the 7th floor in security. The auction level is above you. Oh, there's also the roof as well. And the last time that you saw Groob, he was in the lounge, but the 10th story is the level that has the Quicksilver Vault, which is presumably the target of this heist.
I think we maybe start heading towards the 10th floor.
Yeah, where's the key to... Do we have the key to the vault?
You're not sure. You have a golden heavy key that Yark found under the desk, and it may be one of the Quicksilver keys that Groob was looking for, but you haven't found anything to confirm it.
Covered in blood, I smile at Yark. Yark looks at me and he realizes that I have now decided to rob this place.
Make an insight check for me, Yark. We're dealing with non-verbal communication.
All right, I got a 7.
Okay. You look at Yark, you look at Kaskin, who's covered in blood and has a bag strapped to his belt with just a bit of long hair coming out of it. And he looks at you, looks at the key and smiles. And you are suddenly sure that he has decided to kill everyone, including you and Janny. As you worry, not for the first time, that perhaps Kaskin has finally snapped, and careful that he doesn't let you know that you're onto him, you smile back and nod.
This pleases me that he's in on the plan.
Okay, regardless of that, what I mean, we can proceed to pretty much any of these upper floors. I mean,
The auction level is above us, yes, and there will be ways to access the vault, obviously, from the auction level because they need to bring the items in.
I say let's go to the auction room.
You all stand in the circle, uncomfortably close to each other, as Trammy quickly pulls out a dainty-looking wand, a little brass and tin wand, waves it around, and the circle seems to spin on the floor as your stomachs lurch, and you rematerialize in a vast, empty, it looks like a theatre hall. There is a podium on one end, there are seats, and in 2 aisles, about 100 seats, and large plush tapestries with the insignia of Vanderbrass Tower down the sides of the walls. Next to the podium, there is a small table with what looks to be a cage on it, and otherwise the room... Well, actually, make for me perception checks.
Oh, I got a 3.
Oh, I hit a 19.
Oh, nice.
Don't know how. Never hit that high on a perception check before.
Yark, seeing something fancy on a table next to the podium, starts to walk towards it, and Kaskin, you clamp your hand on his shoulder and you point. And behind the podium, at the doorway behind it, standing motionless, is a figure who, with his unnaturally bulky silhouette, you recognize as another one of the Spangler Man clockwork men that Groob was using as muscle.
Ooh, they have alarms on them as well.
And this figure hasn't noticed you yet. It is just standing motionless.
Oh, it's one of the Clockwork Boys.
I whisper to Yark, those have alarms on them as well. As well as if I'm continuing a conversation.
You've been talking the whole time, but I just have not been tuning into what you've been saying.
Yeah, Kaskin hears a voice in his head that tells him to roll dice to decide what to do, and no one can hear it except for Kaskin.
I'm aware that we're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, there's only one of them, and if we did a stealth attack, we'd get a free hit on him, right? We could pretty much just one-shot this guy.
And you did notice, I will say as well, Yark, last time you fought them, you discovered that if you target the crystals that are built into their chest pieces, you can deactivate them.
I say to Yark, you got to hit some big rolls here.
All right.
Well,
I've got. If I really need it, I've got a big reroll. So
I should also add 2 things. One is, Janny, if you've got the boots, you now have boots of spider climbing, which means you can walk on walls and ceiling at your normal walk speed, and instead, so you don't need to make climb checks if you ever want to get up high. And the other thing is, would you all have liked to have had a short rest
Yes,
before
please.
you...
Oh, yes.
Because you're allowed to do
Yes.
that, right? So in that case, everybody gets back. The way it works is you get a hit. You can roll some hit dice and get them back, but I'll just do them for you. So Janny, you get 9 hit points back if you want to add that to your character sheet. Kaskin, you get 15, up to 15 hit points back. And Yark, you get 4 hit points back.
Okay. Okay. Now that we're rested, I think. I honestly think we did go for like a one shot on this guy. Is there anywhere around that I could maybe sneak to give me even more an advantage to guaranteeing that I get a good shot, clean shot on him?
You have your crossbow. You've got the drop on him. He's standing. You actually have a pretty good shot. All you need to do is get down onto the ground, prop it up against one of the chairs, and let rip.
Oh, I can like snipe him. Alright. I'm gonna pull out like my little scope and attach it to the crossbow and prop it down.
You managed to get a scope through security.
I found
That's
a
fine.
scope. I found a scope under the cinema chair.
The crossbow that you found has some attachments on it, and you expertly adjust them and pull one out into a large scope, which we'll say gives you +4 to your shot, and you also have advantage anyway, so make your attack.
That's a good way of saying what I
So
said.
do not lose.
All right. And I will roll for my hit, and I rolled a 13.
Oh, I'm sorry, Yark.
Oh, wait!
With advantage? Is that with
said
advantage?
Oh, I do have advantage. as well. Okay.
What does that come to?
Okay, my next one was a 7. I do have my dice of
Use it.
inspiration.
You do have your dice of
Do I want
inspiration.
this
Use
is a
it.
pretty big item to use because I've just
We
whipped-
can't have
All I'm going to
the
say,
alarm go
I just
off.
want you to understand, Baz, that if you don't make this shot, it's going to be quite humiliating how I describe it.
There's
So
just
that
gonna be 2 arrows pinging past him, and he's just gonna stare at them. I think I think I'm gonna use my die. I can't. My ego is too high to let this slide, and I have to hit the shot. So I'm gonna use my dice of inspiration.
Okay, you don't get advantage for this one, so you just get to roll once.
Oh god!
More.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, all right, big hit. Here we go. Yep.
Please.
18.
Hey!
18.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
And then my damage is 4.
No, it's not just 4 because it's 4 plus 3d6.
Oh,
so
God.
it's 4 plus another 11, 13. So it's actually 17 points of damage. So the
First 2 arrows still fire. If they actually just fired from this,
Yeah.
but he just hasn't noticed them. Okay.
So Yark takes his crossbow and expertly pulls out a scope, makes him fiddles a bit with the aftermarket attachments on it. It's covered in kind of weird tactical shit, and he's very carefully adjusts it, and then he sort of gets squat on it into a powerful squat as he rests it on the chair and aims down and is about to fire a shot when Janny very kindly walks over, taps him on the shoulder, picks up the crossbow and puts it backwards because he's got it upside down. And he nods, thanks to Janny, and then lets off a shot which fires straight and true, piercing into the crystal of the Spangler man, who falls down dead with a clockwork groan before his alarm can go off.
I just sniped a guy and nothing. All right, fires. Let's just proceed over there. Then. Screw it. I don't care. Whatever. Fuck it.
Trammy Hosen is yes, you're right. We shouldn't dwell on the crossbow, but just down there, that will lead to the vault. And he points at this stairway that the Spangler bot was guarding.
Ooh. Wasn't there something we observed? Wasn't there like a table or something next to him?
Oh yes. Well, that's for the auction tomorrow. That would be the first exhibit. And Trammy Hosen quickly looks at one of the chairs. All the chairs have little programs on them, and he picks one up and he says, yes, they're auctioning an alchemy jug. It's a magic item. You name any type of liquid and you can pour it from the jug. That's it there. And
I walk over to the alchemy jug.
I
hold it up.
That is what are you doing, sir? That is,
and I say,
that's Vanderbraat's property.
And then I say, beer me.
Okay, and beautiful frosty cold beer with just the perfect amount of head starts to pour out of the jug.
Guinness.
I'm going to
the beer turns into Guinness as it continues to pour.
I'm going to suck upon this beautiful liquid.
Sir, that is Vanderbraat's property. You
Silence, lube! Yeah, and then I'm done, and I put it in my pocket.
Oh, you're gonna take it.
It's a huge jug. You can definitely.
It's a huge jug.
You can take it, but you'll have to put it in your backpack.
Can I fit it in my backpack?
You can. And I would say normally that you've gotten drunk, but you are wearing the amulet of the drunkard, which means you can drink as much as you want without ever getting any penalties from it. So if anything, you just have improved charisma as you take the jug. And Gruber's like, so who are you? You're going to rob from us? I thought you were here to help.
No, this jug, I cut in. No, this jug may be used in a dire situation where we need to pour water on them. So.
But he's just drinking beer from it.
Well, he needs the test to make sure that it works, that it actually can turn into any liquid we want. So.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense.
You wouldn't get it. It's hero action, hero stuff.
Just try not to break it, okay? It is priceless.
We will return it once we are done here.
After I'm done rubbing from the vault, I kind of evilly start laughing to myself while looking at.
Not for the first time, Yark. You become truly worried about your friend Cascan.
He's still got blood on his face, but it's dried up.
Yeah, I'm covered in blood.
He's dipped his hands into the pocket with the head, and he's drawn a line of blood over his eyes.
Oh my god. Okay, well.
Yeah, I feel like I'm Rambo.
Yeah,
I'm putting blood across my forehead.
All right, well let's proceed out of here now that we've grabbed the jug.
You sneak up ahead of them, and you soon see a vast room at the top of the stairs that is dominated by a giant silver door, a huge circular portal that leads into what could only be the Quicksilver Vault. There are 3 keyholes built into it, and standing in front of it is a group of people. You count at least 6 Spangler bots. Ooh. You see the platinum-haired apprentice wizard that you saw before, and standing in front of him is a figure that can only be Hansel Groob, ringleader of this operation. None of them have spotted you because of your stealth check. And Groob is looking at distastefully something that Hotspur has brought him, which is the wide, straw-brimmed hat of Frond the Ranger. The bug boy that you saw before.
Oh, no.
And as you watch, Groob looks at it and then distastefully passes it back to Hotspur. And he says, "If Frond has died, then those inside are perhaps more serious than we had anticipated. Hotspur, I want you to head to the roof, check in on Mr. Spangler. If his field goes down, the watch get into this building, and all of this has been a colossal waste of time. Tyrina!" And as he calls out, another figure pops around the corner, and you see the Calamshite woman, the martial artist that you'd seen before. He's like, "Head downstairs to the auction level, see if you can pay a visit on our new guests, and find me that key." And as he says that, he stalks off with 4 of the Spangler guards in pursuit. The other Spangler robots take up position on either side of the vault.
I reckon we go up because he said something about the shield breaking and the guards coming in. I think that's what that guy was checking on, right?
Trami looks and he says, "Well, of course, we can access the roof, I suppose, if we go through maintenance."
I slap him and I say, "How do we open the shield? How do we get the coppers in here? We need the police."
I don't know. There is a tremendous magical force blocking the teleportation circle. It is coming from above us. It might be coming from the roof.
Wow, you're useless.
And as he says that, he's sort of frantically looking through a clipboard that he has, and then he goes, "Yes, no, there's an access point just back one, the left way." That is spluttering, and he's like, that way, this way, follow me."
All right, let's go to the roof.
So you're going to leave the vault?
Why'd you say it like that?
No. I'm
Wait, actually. Suddenly changing my mind. I look at
We're going on the roof.
Okay, you're heading up towards the roof.
Damn it.
And again, Yark is leading the way, I assume, so Yark, make for me one more stealth check.
10, 15.
15, all right. You make your way up through a bunch of corridors that, has to be said, have none of the brutalist charm of the rest of the building. You are very clearly inside the inner workings, the unbeatific innards of Vanderbrass Tower, and soon a small hatchway leads up onto the roof, and you very gently ease it to its side, and as you start to move it, you realize that it's old and rusted, and it's going to be difficult to not make it groan. So I need you to make for me a sleight of hand check.
Made for this. 15.
This hole was made for you. All right, so 15 is enough. So you very gently ease it aside and pop your head on through the hatchway and look out over the roof. And immediately a blast of wind assails you. It's quite windy up here. But there is something strange, which is that all around the building, the horizon of Waterdeep and beyond it, the harbour, Deepwater Harbour, and the mountains beyond shimmer in this kind of strange purple light, as if there is some kind of barrier or shield cutting Vanderbrass Tower off from the rest of the world. And it pulses methodically, and as it pulses, you can hear a terrible clockwork ticking sound, and you can see that in the center of the rooftop, what looks to be a hastily erected machine of some kind with a vast metal pylon surrounded by bellows that are wheezing and groaning, and a big clockwork heart. And tending to this device with his back to you is a figure that you saw in the elevator of a nervous-looking gnome in a suit with a receding hairline, and he is flanked by 3 more Spangler men. And you assume that this is Eli Spangler, the inventor.
Do we know what the device does? Do we know, or?
You can make an insight check if you want, Jenny.
Oh, never mind. 5.
You've never seen one of these devices before in your life.
I want to inside it.
Okay.
I want to inside.
Okay, with disadvantage because you don't have
8 or 5. It doesn't matter.
Okay. You can't be sure, but it is possible that this device makes ice cream.
Okay, cool. It's an ice cream machine.
I sound, yeah. Delicious.
Well, I think regardless, there's going to be conflict here because I feel like the Spangler dudes are just going to kind of want, like, there's no way we're going to be able to negotiate, like, even just asking, like, hey, what are you doing, kind of shit. So it's like,
I reckon you take one of them out and we got to take this guy hostage. That's what I'm
hostage,
saying.
you reckon? Well, I mean, if
we tried. We chop off his legs or
we
something.
just say we're going to kill him, maybe he'll, like, deactivate whatever he's doing there.
He ain't. Baz, these guys are crazy. You got to kill at least one Spangler.
Okay.
We fought 3 before. It was hard. We nearly died.
Wait, are these the Spanglers are the robot dudes, right?
The wooden dudes, yeah.
They're dangerous in numbers. These ones have crossbows, and your the one thing that you've noticed, you found them easier to kill since you've worked out how to get rid of the crystals in their hearts, but they are still pretty deadly.
Random question, Jenny, do you have a fire spell?
I think I already used mine.
Because you had a
Even
rest, Jenny, because you're a wizard, you do have basically one rest per day. You can do an arcane recovery, which means that you can get back 1 spell slot.
Oh.
Since they're made out of wood,
Which we can say you did.
I could do my old strat. I still do have an oil flask in my bag. Throw it towards the ground, cover it in oil, fire, throw on fire, wood fire.
Yeah.
You know, we have stealth, so by the
Last time we burnt the whole place down, but yeah, let's do that again. Let's try it. Let's
How
try that.
close
But
is
this
the
one's
gnome
more.
to them? Is there enough room for them that we could maybe cover the floor in oil and light it?
You could get 2 of them. The third one is on the other side of the device to you. He's got them in a sort of loose circle around him.
I think we do that because then you've got 2 of them on fire, presumably taking damage, and then we go in.
Okay, is this the plan?
Let's go. I
was waiting for my team to respond. I don't know. They're just staring at me.
I'm ready.
Alright, yes. Let's do it. I'm gonna pull out my my oil flask, kinda like shake it around a bit, even though it doesn't do anything when you shake it. And I'm just gonna launch it towards the feet of the 2 separated ones.
So you're not trying to do this quietly, you're just this is
Well, I mean,
Maybe we're not yelling while we're doing it.
they're not gonna know that. I mean, if they don't
make a stealth check. Make a stealth check.
Okay. 16.
All right, in all of the wind and sound up here, the clockwork of the Spangler generator, it's easy to miss the sound and the tinkle of a small flask breaking as oil coats 2 of the Spangler men who seem to completely ignore it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, they've just got, all right.
Because you rolled well. It's because you rolled well.
Excellent. Jenny, now!
All right, I'm lighting them
out.
up when he's
Scream it out,
made.
even though we're
Fire thing. I can't remember what it's called.
The gnome, Eli Spangler, turns around just in time to see the figure of Janny pop out of the chute, and with her fingers outstretched, her thumbs pressed together as she casts Burning Hands, I assume. And 15 feet of flame cover the roof of the Vanderbrast Tower, obliterating all vision for a second as sheets of heat wave out. Oh my god, okay, that's not good for them. And, all right, so you do 13 points of damage to both of the Spangler robots, and neither of them are killed by that, but neither of them look happy. And they both burst into flame as Kaskin and Yark, because you're all prepared, you can take an action each as well if you want.
So there's 2 on fire, but they're not defeated. They're not destroyed.
That's correct, yeah.
I am going to dash towards one of them and ram my great sword with both hands through its weak crystal spot.
Okay, you race forward and make an attack for me.
Okay, so to hit, I hit a 16, and damage I hit 3 + 2 + 3, an 8.
An 8. All right, that's not enough to actually get the crystal spot, but you still just a great sword into dry burning timber still does a lot of effect, as one of them is driven down to its knee, but it's still up and it's still fighting. Yark, did you want to get in on this?
Yes, I'm going to pull out my trusty crossbow. And I'm going to fire at the other one that's on a blaze, but not the same one that Kaskin's.
Now, Janny is still in the hatchway, so if you're firing from there, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze, so you won't have advantage, that's all. So it's just a normal attack.
And, okay, that's an 8.
Okay, it doesn't matter anyway. The two.
Damn it.
The two with crossbows.
Crossbow sucks. It's the crossbow. It sucks. It's made of stupid material.
He's like banging it on the side of the hatch.
My crosshair is on their head.
Your own crossbow is quite good, but this one, seems to be no good. Now, the crossbows that the two Spangler bots had were ruined by the fire, so they throw them aside and instead just start wailing on Kaskin with their fists. And both of them hit.
Fiery fists.
Kaskin, so you take another 13 points of damage as two of the Spangler bots attack you, but they also take damage because they are on fire, and they take 10 points of damage as one of them finally succumbs and falls down on its torso not to get up again. The other one is still alive and on fire. The other one completely untouched. As the gnome turns around in concern and quickly casts a spell that you recognize as mage armor, Janny, as spectral plates of armor suddenly dart into place around him. That's his entire action, though, for now. So you're up next, Janny.
A lot of pain going on. All right.
A lot of pain.
I need to put one of them out of their misery, I think. So who's like the lowest that I could just kind of
The burning Spangler robot is close to death.
Because I have like a crossbow too, but like
You do.
Because that I got from earlier that I haven't used. I don't know how to use crossbow, but can I try?
Yeah, you could really show Yark up if you did this well.
I got it in this tower.
Yeah, there was a lot of crossbows in the first fight that were on the ground afterwards. So Janny picks up a crossbow, and Yark, you're immediately critical of the way that she's holding it, but
no, it's not. It's the fingers. You're not putting it in the right spot. You look stupid.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Facing the wrong way. Turn around. Oh, 19.
Oh no.
Janny looks at Yark, confused, is not even looking in the direction that she fires, and there is a click, a voon as a arrow leaves the crossbow, hits dead on the gem at the center of the Spangler Man, which bursts, and it falls over dead.
Good. No, that's great. No, that's awesome. Yeah.
Genuinely irritated.
For you. Very good. Very good at crossbow.
Feeling awkward, I just dropped the crossbow after that.
Retire from crossbow use from here on in. Undefeated. Kaskin, you're up.
So that guy's destroyed as well.
Yep, so now there's only the gnome and the last Spangler bot.
I'm gonna attack the last the last bot. Doing basically the exact same thing I did last turn. Swinging my greatsword straight into where I think it's weakest.
Yep, make the attack.
To hit, I hit a 19, and damage, I hit 3 + 6 + 3 for 12.
All right. So in that case, Kaskin races forward and drives his greatsword into the center of the chest of the Spangler bot as it tries feebly to get its crossbow up in time. But the greatsword is true, and it bursts the crystal as the last of the bots falls down dead. And very quickly sensing that the game is up, the gnome dashes around behind his generator, firing magic missiles at you, Kaskin.
Damn.
Terrified and trying to put some distance between all of you, as it does 4 + 4 + 2 is 10 points of damage. As these missiles instantly find their target.
I'm on 14 now.
Yark, I think your go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw away the crossbow.
Yep, sure.
I no longer need it. I'm gonna go for a Dagger Strike. So I'm gonna use my my cunning action to dash towards him with my dagger.
Okay. Yep. That's a free action, so you can make the attack.
I rolled a 14.
A 14 will do it. This guy isn't wearing any armor, so that hits.
Huge.
It's not a sneak attack because he's not flanked at the moment, but it's an attack.
And then damage is 7.
Okay. Yark runs forward and stabs quickly with his dagger into the throat of the gnome, who looks up in panic before his eyes go white, and he passes out dead in front of you.
Oh, we should have killed him.
Damn it!
Oh, shit.
Damn it!
I look back towards Cass and we're meant to kill him, right?
I'm hunched over, breathing heavily. You fool! You fool!
Oh shit!
What is this thing? And I'm pointing at the big generator thing. I'm like, we'll never know now.
You can make an Arcana check if you want Janny can, because Janny understands magical contraptions a little
I would
more.
also like to
No,
try.
you can't.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, you think it's possibly magical in origin, Kaskin.
I got a 17.
All right, Janny, you're pretty sure that this... You look at it, this has got something to do with temporal magic. It seems to have trapped everything inside the tower is trapped in a little time bubble, which means that although time seems to be passing inside the tower, everything outside the tower seems to be frozen.
Oh, that's cool.
Presumably why
cool.
magic that allows you to breach the tower is not currently working. You're also pretty sure you could deactivate it, but you don't know what the side effects might be. But you've got a good idea of what the power source is and what's causing it to happen.
Do we want to try and deactivate and risk getting in backup, or we can just try and kill myself?
Yeah, well, we've killed another one. How many are left?
You have killed 3 members of the Nakatomi 7. So there are 4 left.
7.
Plus a whole lot of
another
Spangler bots.
Yeah. Oh.
But
Maybe we turn it off. I don't think we're gonna rob this place.
what do you mean we? There was no we in us robbing.
Wait, so just so I understand, Cray, the reason you don't want to turn the device off is because then the cops will get in, and you don't want that because you are also a criminal.
Yes, exactly. Word for word, correct. Yes.
So you don't want to turn it off.
No, we better do it. We can't handle another 4 without help. We'll need like someone to be like breaching and maybe like.
I will
make
say
them
that there
angry.
is a chest. There's also a chest near here with a couple of items.
I open it.
All right, so I should have said this. I said this at first. The chest seems to have a lot of equipment in it that you realize was probably taken from the security deposits around the building, and there's a lot of it is just sort of quite cheap looking or expensive but mundane weapons, dueling crossbows, swords, a lot of daggers. But you also see your weapons are listed in as well. So this is the stuff that
Yoink.
they've already been able to take out of the building. There is also another large chest that says carpet written on it. And
let's open it.
you open it up and it's empty. But it looks like it's big enough to hold a carpet, but it's currently empty, that box.
Magic carpet. I think honestly, like Aladdin.
Irritating companion pet.
I reckon we disable it. I reckon we turn it off.
And so here it seems on the rooftop of the Vanderbrast Tower, a decision has to be made by the cool, handsome, funny, smart adventure gang about what type of heroes they want to be. Heroes that save the day, heroes that defend the city, heroes that say, cut off a woman's head,
Very
put it in
loose
their
term.
bag, climb up to the top, stab a gnome in the neck, and then hide from the cops so they can steal all the treasure in the building. These are dark times. They call for adventures. These may be the adventures we deserve, not the ones that we need. But to find out what happens next, tune in to the thrilling final installment of this, the All In D&D Christmas special. Thank you.
Yay.
Yes.